Contentious issue from the game, Ian, would be VAR. Liverpool have about double more than any other team seen decisions go against them because of VAR. Now, I want to clarify VAR and the rules, two very separate issues which can be addressed. But it's interesting that some of the Liverpool players have taken to their social media to put up comments about VAR after today's game. James Milner put this up a few hours ago. It's clear and obvious. We need a serious discussion about VAR. Sure, I'm not alone in feeling like they are falling out of the love of the game in its current state. You know James Milner. He was at Leeds. He was coming through the ranks when you were there. He's not usually so outspoken. What do you make of it? What do you make of the decisions that went against them today with 2 penalties?
I just think a lot of players at the moment, I think, are frustrated with VAR. I think a lot of fans are. I think it's pretty much killing the game. Okay, there were so many decisions that have happened this season that have been so close. You know, his toes over the line or his elbows over the line. You know what I mean? It's it's killing the fun for the players, for the fans, and plus the decision at the end of the game. I didn't think that was a penalty. I think Danny Welbeck, okay, he got kicked by Robertson in the box. The both players were going for the ball, but it was the way that he went down. He went down in installments. And of course, then the referee goes over, has a look on the side of the pitch and decides to give a penalty. I just think, everyone needs to review whoever brought VAR in. But I think as an ex-player and a current player, I don't think we're too happy with it.
But were they the right decisions?
I think the decisions, looking at them, but I think the last decision for the penalty for Brighton, I didn't think that was a penalty, no.
Stefan?
Yeah, no, I think I will. I'm quite happy that I retired because I don't know how I will be able to defend nowadays with VR. It's just crazy. And for me, the most frustrating is again very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. Some handballs that I don't see as handball are given as penalty, and then the week after you see the exact same type of action and handball, and it's not a penalty. And I just don't understand. I'm even confused with the rules. Really, what is a penalty nowadays? And they need to clarify things. They possibly need players or ex-players involved as well, because clearly it's just about rules and not about the game. And as Ian said, I think it's killing the game.
Is that something that would interest you? Let's just say they contacted you and said, we want your opinion on how best to implement it moving forward. Are players keen to get involved?
If they wanted the opinion of a player, they would have asked ages ago. And they never did. And I don't think they will. And it's for a reason. Why? I've got no idea. But they keep that for themselves. And they never ask the opinion of any players. I don't see the problem in having a meeting with all the captain and the managers from each club and try to understand and try to make it evolve the right way, in the way that will suit the players and the club, instead of just taking decisions and then wait and see how it's going. And if it's not going well, we change the decision. It's handball if you touch the hand. Now it's over the armband, and then it's just from the beginning, get the players and the clubs and the managers involved and try to find a solution that suits everyone, because it's really confusing now.
And isn't that strange? Shouldn't they be incorporating the feedback of those that have played the game at the highest level? The two of you. I mean, if they contacted you, you both played hundreds of times of professional football.
Personally, I think what needs to probably happen, I think a lot of players and the fans would like to see, is the referee coming out afterwards, you know, explaining why his decision was made on, you know, I've sent this player off or whatever, gave this goal. You know, I think that would clear it up. But the Premier League are protecting the referees, and you know, that's the frustrating thing. You know, because once they give their decision, that's it. It's all put to bed and go on to the next game. And I think until that is resolved, you know, trying to get the referees to explain their decision, why they made them decisions, I think a player would then be a bit more comfortable with it.
Did a referee ever explain his decision to you personally when you were a player, when you went to question him? Did he explain it clearly and concisely and made you understand it?
No, not really, but I'm saying when there are certain decisions, like we've seen on numerous occasions in plenty of Premier League games over the course of this season, you know what I mean, there's certain decisions that we would like to know the answer of why he made them decisions. I think it's important that, you know, players always have to go out and explain themselves if they've, you know, if they've done something wrong. And I think referees are being protected. I think they need to come out and explain, you know, whether it's a minute or 2 minutes after each game, if they've made the decision or sent someone off. I think it would clear a hell of a few things up.
Interesting. The other thing, though, is, Sylvain, is it really VAR? Or is it actually the rules which are an issue? Was it last week or maybe before the international break? I can't remember. Kevin De Bruyne came out and he said, I don't even know what the rules are. It's changed so frequently since he became a professional football player.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And it's possibly not VAR. VAR is what we're pointing at because that's the result and what we see. But if the rules were a bit more clear, then definitely that will help VAR. So there's in the offsides, yes, it's very, very, very difficult and very thin margin. And sometimes we feel like, come on, we talk about like just a toe, but it's an offside and it's clear with VAR. You can't deny it. Now for handball, it's completely different. It's completely different. So there is some rules and some cases that VAR is maybe a bit too strict, but that's what VAR is here for. But it's all the rules where we just don't understand. We see the same action twice, and once is going to be a penalty, and on the other instance, it won't be a penalty. And for me, that's my problem: the lack of consistency.
That's it. It was last week. The Jesus handball disallowed a goal for Manchester City, and that's why De Bruyne came out to say that. Ian, surely it's the rules, not the technology, that's the issue here.
Yeah, I just think the natural momentum of a player, when you're running after a ball, you're going to be running with your hands moving. Of course, when they review it and they look and it's clipped off somebody's hand, they're automatically going to disallow that goal. You know, it's not a natural reaction because a player, when moving, trying to, you know, attack a ball or get on the end of a ball, you know what I mean? You're going to be moving. You're not going to be running with your hands along your side of your body. So it's yeah, it's very frustrating for everyone at the moment, and it needs addressing.
Okay.